Hey, what's going on, guys? So in today's video, I'm talking about my experiences with school field trips and how they were kind of weird, but kind of cool. Some of them were definitely just weird, but we'll get onto that. So I'm going to be starting with the weirdest one that I remember. And during this one, I was in first grade. This one's kind of like the funniest one to think back on and like, why did our teachers think it was a good idea to bring us here? But in first grade, they took us to a grocery store. Yeah, a grocery store. Yoink. Hello. Okay, you need to die. So, they took us to a very generic grocery store, pretty much only had food. If you're from California, I don't even know if it's just in California. It's a store called Vaughn's. It just sells like generic groceries. But I don't know what made them think it was going to be such a great idea to bring a bunch of little 7-year-olds to a grocery store and let them like run around, I mean, it wasn't the greatest idea they'd ever had. Oh, I thought that guy died. But yeah, I remember they kept trying to make us like try all of these different foods from like every food group, and I was like a really picky eater. I still kind of am, but like at the time it was a whole lot worse, and I just didn't want to try anything they offered. It was kind of funny. I mean, at the time I didn't find it funny. I was just like bored. But now that I think back on it, like my taste buds weren't like most kids. Like I was never a fan of chocolate, never a fan of sweets, and they were just offering us like all these candies to try, and just chocolate milk, and I just didn't want it. You need to die. I'm sorry, but like you're distracting me. Never mind, I get to die. Wait, am I a girl? Oh my god, thank you, hypixel Nix. Can you not take out my bed? I'm trying to tell a story, man. It would be great if you just wouldn't. Well, that's a yikes. So yeah, they were giving out samples of all these kind of foods, and I just didn't want to try it. I believe in total we tried probably around like 10 different things. And we spent all day walking around learning, where the food is shipped from, how it's made, and I just... everyone was looking forward to trying it, but I knew I wouldn't want to, because I was picky. Goodbye. Now, I'm just gonna run over to Pink Base, try to get some diamond armor and recover, because I'm not in the greatest situation in the game right now. Okay, Blue. Okay, Blue. Blue is trying to clean me up, though. That's not good. Okay, he fell. See ya. So yeah, I specifically remember only trying string cheese, because that's the only food that they had that I knew I liked. Yeah, I still don't really know why they took us on a field trip to a grocery store. I even thought it was kind of weird at the time, but now when I think back on it, it's just even weirder. But during this age, I was at a private school. It was not just like any regular private school. It was kind of weird, but like, I don't really know how to explain it, but that could have been the reason why we went to the grocery store, other than the fact that it was like, you could literally walk there in like half a second from our school. But personally, I still think it was kind of a stupid field trip idea to send a bunch of, kids who can't focus to a grocery store. Okay, no. Good fight. And at the time, I didn't really have many friends, so I didn't enjoy the field trip too much. Not that I have many friends now, but, roll with the punches. But, yeah, oh, he went invis. Okay. Thank you, dude. Thank you. All right, so like I was saying, I didn't really get too much out of that field trip, but the only thing I remember and my favorite part of the field trip was they gave us a little grocery bag, just, a plastic little bag. And that was the highlight of my trip that day. As depressing as that sounds, I didn't mind it too much at the time. Okay, so the next trip I'm going to be talking about, I believe I was also in first grade, so the same year as the last trip. And this one was probably the most fun I've ever had on a field trip. And it was when we went to the zoo. This was my like first proper field trip, or at least the first proper one that I could remember, and I had so much fun that day. I still remember it for some reason. Did this guy really just put endstone on his bed? Not cool, dude. Not cool. So yeah, there's a lot of reasons why I enjoyed this field trip. So number one is basically they took all the first graders and like put us into these random groups, like really small groups. But I also had a really small school, so it was like 3 to 4 kids per group, plus like 1 chaperone. And I got my best friend at the time and his mom, and she kind of just let us hang out, and dude, I had so much fun that day. This is like the first field trip that I actually like remember enjoying, or like really remember going on besides the grocery store. I don't even actually know if this was before or after the grocery store. All I know is that it was during that same year. It was the first time I thought like school was actually really fun, even though that can't really be counted as school. Why are you not dead? Hey, that's my final. Out of here. The 8 emeralds? Okay, dude. Okay. But yeah, the school's like really laid back about this field trip. I need to bank these emeralds. Okay, but yeah, the school's really laid back about this field trip. They kind of just like let us go wherever and, meet back at the gate at, like 4 p.m. or whatever it was. And yeah, my friend and I kind of just made a list of everything we wanted to see and hit it all in that day. It was really fun. I remember for whatever reason, we really wanted to see monkeys that day, and we went back there like 3 different times. I believe I also bought like a stuffed monkey or something. I don't really remember. Okay, so for this last trip I'm gonna be talking about, I was in 6th grade, and this was on like the 2nd week of that year. We went really early on. So for 6th grade, I went to a new elementary school. You know, 6th grade was my first and last year there. And so I didn't really know anybody at the time, especially because of how early on in the year it was. So it's kind of just like the grocery store one, except this field trip might be weirder or more lame than going to a grocery store. I'm not even kidding. So what we did is we went to a water agency where basically they took water from like lakes and just purified it and took out bacteria. I don't really know why we went there. I remember it was really hot and really boring, and I wanted to leave the whole time. So, you know, it wasn't my favorite field trip in the world. Hello. Nice one. Good fight. So yeah, I remember in particular being really thirsty during this field trip, and they just kept telling us about water and had us mess around in like science labs with like water and just like simulating what scientists do at a water agency. And I was just so thirsty the whole time, man. But this water had like chemicals in it, and I didn't want to drink that. But you know, I did, but like I didn't. I was really thirsty, and we were there for like so long, like an entire school day. So like, you know, 6-7 hours while I was just sitting there dying to get something to drink while they talked about water for 7 hours. So that was probably the most sad field trip I've ever had. And keep in mind, this school, this elementary school that I only went to for 1 year, they made kids go from every single grade, I think, maybe not kindergarten, I don't know, but every single grade go to the stupid water agency every single year. Not even kidding, every single year. Kind of became like an inside joke between students because they literally went so much and it was so boring. But yeah, they made us do it every year, and luckily I only had to go one time. I don't know if anyone actually liked the field trip. My sister went. I don't know what she thinks about it, but I didn't enjoy it. I know that for a fact. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, like, comment, and subscribe. If you watched all the way to the end, comment, wow, those are some pretty bad field trips. And yeah, subscribe. Bye.